Sometimes we get so annoyed by the things that happen to us, and we fail to recognize how there's actually a gift or a silver lining in that really annoying thing that's happening to us. I'm Lisa, Love and Marriage Guide, and I got caught in 3 hours of traffic on Friday. And it was really annoying, but also like disturbing for me because I was supposed to be home for my son, and I had also said that I would watch one of his friends. So not only was I supposed to be there for him, but I was supposed to be there for his friend and his friend's mom who needed me to be there. So I was like, I really need to be there. I can't be stuck in traffic. And then I'm like, well, I am stuck in traffic and I can't, there's clearly nothing that I can do about it. So the first thing that I had to do was accept that I was stuck in traffic and that there wasn't anything that I could do. So once I accepted that, I was like, okay, who's going to be there for my son? So I started thinking of all these different scenarios, like who could be there. And I ended up texting my neighbor who watches my son on one of the days during the week. And she's really a great person. She's always there, very like, just cares about other people and their children and is really always there. Just a really nice person. And I felt really bad asking her because she has her own children and I'm sure her own problems. And I just went through like all this turmoil of, oh my God, this is horrible that I'm doing this. Like, this is terrible. And I was like kind of observing it and I'm like, why is it really so terrible? Like, why is it terrible? Like, I mean, this doesn't happen to me very often. Like, I'm not in these scenarios all the time. Why is it so horrible? And I just kind of kept observing it and sitting with it. And what came up was this belief that I was supposed to do everything on my own and I was not supposed to rely on anybody else. And I was like, wow, I see where it came from. Like, if you go back in my family, things happened. There were traumas where the women had to do everything by themselves. And so I could see where the belief came from, but it's actually not true for me. And this woman was so kind and she was just like, sure, I have no problem. And I kept asking her, like, are you sure? And then the time kept getting later and later on my phone when it was said I was going to arrive. And I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. And so I just kept telling her, oh, it's going to be this time. And I'm thinking like she's going to abandon me or she's going to make me feel bad about myself. And I'm like, no, that's really coming from me. And I need to let this go. I want to let this go because we all need help sometimes. And it's not a bad thing. It's a human thing. And I was really having trouble forgiving myself. Like, I really felt like it was this horrible, awful thing that I needed to rely on somebody else. And so when I finally got back home and I was like 3 hours late, I still was like in disbelief that this woman was so kind. But she really was. She was so kind and understanding, and it really made me realize that this was really coming from me. And I was just like, okay, all I can do is be grateful. All I can do is be grateful for this person who's helping me learn this lesson. That, in fact, we all need each other. And we can't do it on our own. And that was just a belief that I needed to let go of. And I struggled with for a while, and I didn't even really see what it was. Like, I couldn't see why it was so awful when I needed to ask for help. So I'm just sharing that because I'm sure that a lot of people can relate to that, whether it's the same belief or it's just getting stuck in a place that you don't want to be in. But just if you accept it, you may find that there's some sort of lesson there for you. So thank you for listening. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel, that would be great.